Inspection and repair. Inspection and repair. The responsibility of steam locomotive owner and operator shall inspect the repair of all steam locomotive boilers. Appurtenancies are under the control. They shall immediately remove the surface of any boiler developing cracks in the barrel. The steam locomotive owner or operator shall remove the boiler from the surface whenever either the FRA inspector considers necessary due to these defects. Repair standards. All the defects disclosed in the inspection shall be repaired in accordance with the accepted industry standards, which may be established by the railroad practice, the NBIC, or the API. Established standards before the steam locomotive is returned for the service. Steam locomotive owner or operator shall not return to the steam locomotive boiler appurtenancy services unless they are in good condition, safe, suitable for the service. Any welding unstayed portion of the boiler made with the pursuant 230-33 shall be made in accordance with accepted national standards of the boiler repairs. The steam locomotive owner or operator shall not return the steam locomotive boiler appurtenancy services unless they are in good condition, safe, suitable for the service. 230-30 lap joint steam boiler. Every boiler having a lap joint as longitude steams without reinforcing plate shall have sufficient lagging jacketing flues. Tables removed from tubes removed from every annual inspection, so the inspection of the entire joint inside and outside can be made and taking special care of the defect, grooving, cracks, and the edges of the seam. 230-31 in flues to be removed. The inspector of the boiler intern during 14/7/82 service day inspection of steam locomotive operators shall remove the flues of the steam locomotive boilers to service except for the provided paragraph B of the section. Purpose of the inspection interior of the boiler, embracing and removing the flues of the steam locomotive owner and the operator shall enter the boiler to remove the scale from the interior, thoroughly clean and inspect it. NDE testing. The boiler and thoroughly cleaned and inspected within removing superheater fluids and can be shown with the appropriate ND testing. Testing may be safe, suitable for the service of the removal may be required. At this time, removal will be required. However, the FRA inspectors, steam locomotive operator and owner and operator consider it necessary to do indefinite safety. Time and method of inspection. The time of inspection of the entire boiler is completely inspected in 1,472 service days. Inspection in the jacket lagging other component interfering with the provision inspection access should be removed. At this time, this portion of the boiler is exposed, able to be inspected and required at the daily 31 service days annually. And fifth annual inspection shall be inspected at those times. The interior boiler shall be inspected in each annual inspection for the completion of the day. Any hydrostatic test of the MAWP, which sufficient number of the fluids removed to allow the examination jacket lagging other components shall be removed. They provide an inspection across the Federal Railroad Administrator Inspector. The steam locomotive owner and the operator consider it necessary to do the identifying safety concerns. Method of inspection. The entire boiler during 140-72 service days, the entire boiler shall be examined. Crack, pitting, grooving, indication of overheating the damage, whether muddy, collected, or how heavy scaled formed. The edges of the plates of all parts, all laps and seams of the points of the crack defects are likely to develop shall be thoroughly inspected. Rivets shall be inspected for the corrosion and looseness. Boiler interior. The inspection of the boiler interior must be in the braces, stays out, and taut. Stays are taut. The pins are properly secured in place, and each of the conditions that support the proportion load. Washout plugs shall be removed. The excess visual inspection of the water side of the firebox sheet. Washouts, plug thread sleeves, threading openings examined at this time. The boiler exterior through inspection shall be removed. The entire exterior of the boiler. Hydrostatic pressure. Welded repairs and alterations. 230-33 unstayed portion of the boiler containing alloy steels, carbon steels with the carbon content over 0.25%. Prior to the welding stage portion of the boiler, the steam locomotive owner or operator should submit the written request for approval to the FRA Regional Administration. The approval is granted. The steam locomotive owner and or operator perform the welding unstayed in the portions in the boiler. In accordance with the accepted national standards of the boiling repairs, the steam locomotive owner and operator shall report. The reporting is at 2:30:20 at this time. Unstayed portions of the boiler containing the steel form numbering 25% carbon. The steam locomotive owner and operator shall perform any welding unstayed portions of the boiler in accordance to the accepted national standards or for the boiler repairs. Steam locomotive owner and operator shall satisfy the reporting requirements of 230-220 23020 at this time. The wastes the steam locomotive owner operator shall be submit the written request approved of the FRI regional administration before the performing welding builds up wasted areas unstable surface of the boiler exceeding for the total 100 square inches for the same of this 25% minimum required thickness of 1.5 inch wasted sheets shall not be repaired by weld up and wasted sheets have been reduced to less than 60% of the minimum required thickness as part of this part. Flush patches, the steam locomotive owner operator shall submit a written request for the approval of the FRA regional administration for the installation of flush patches any sizes of the unstayed portions of the boiler. Stated portions of the boiler, steam locomotive owner and operator shall perform the welding repairs, alterations, and stayed portions of that boiler in accordance with the established railroad practices, accepted national standard boiler repairs. The steam locomotive owner and operator shall satisfy the reporting requirements of 230-20 at this time. 230-30 through 23020 at this time. 234 riveted and repairs alterations unstayed portions of the boiler. Prior to making the riveted alterations unstayed by the boiler, the steam locomotive owner and operator shall submit the written request of the approval of the FRA regional administrator. If an approval is granted, the steam locomotive owner and operator shall perform any riveting to unstayed portion of the boiler in accordance with established railroad practices and accepted national standards for the boiler repairs. The steam locomotive and owner and operator shall satisfy the reporting requirements of 23020. Repairs shall be in to unstayed portion of the boiler. The steam locomotive and owner or operator shall perform the riveted parts of the unstayed portion of the boiler in accordance with this established railroad practices on a cadence or on an accepted national standard for the boiler repairs. The steam locomotive owner and operator shall satisfy reporting requirements of 23020 at this time. The prepared stayed portion of the boiler, steam locomotive owner and operator perform the riveted alteration stayed proportions of the boiler in accordance with established railroad practices for the accepted national standards for the boiler repairs, and the steam locomotive owner and operator shall satisfy the report requirements as 23020 at this time. The pressure testing of the boiler